welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. We're continuing the grass contract we're doing from last time. So we got about halfway through this field, if you remember at the end of the last video. And this is lifting up. I'm doing the dual lifting, but it's lifting up really early on the rear merger for some reason at the moment. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with that. I think what I'm going to need to do is do that and switch over and do that. There we go. And that's got it. You can see the grass is a wee bit wetter than it was when we started doing this field at the end of the last game day. That is, of course, because it is 8:37 in the morning. We've still got dew on the grass. It's not going to affect anything here because we're looking at doing the we're looking at wrapping these bales, so that is all good. Switch over to the back, lift it up. Yeah, so I don't know why that dual pickup isn't working, but we can easily rectify that just by making sure that we're selecting the right bits. And you kind of would, to be honest. IRL, I don't think there's a way of raising and lowering all implements, unless that's a new thing on modern tractors. Of course, most of the tractors that I used to work on basically didn't have a front linkage, let alone the ability to drive the tractor backwards like this. So yeah, I don't really know if that's a thing to be able to lift all of the equipment at once, but we're getting by, and doing it this way gives us actually a little bit more control. We can actually say exactly when we want to lower the front implement and exactly when we want to lower the rear one, like so, and away we go. Not a lot of the field left, so we're going to get this finished off, and then we'll head back down to the shop. We're going to go and get the baler and the wrapper, and we're going to use our 6810 on the wrapper there to just sort of speed things along, make sure that we can wrap this at the same time as we are baling it. Lift those and lift that, like so. There we go. And yeah, and that should mean that we're in a good stead for that as well, to sort of get this completed quickly, because next game day we have the soybeans to do, and we need to make sure that everything is in place and everything is ready for those, because our window is going to be small. If we have a look here, we got a dry day next game day, and then it gets wet, and we don't know really how the day's going to be after midday next game day. So yeah, definitely want to get that done and dusted as quickly as we can, and that way we're going to make sure that we're in a good position going into the winter again. And probably doing a bit more of the logging, I think, seeing as that was a good money earner last time. Coming up to the last little bit, and this will just finish this off, this bit and the next. Lift up the front, lift up the back, and then there's just this little triangle. I love the maneuverability of this backwards. The visibility is fantastic, and the maneuverability is just incredible with the rear steering on this. Just makes it so much easier to get into position and get round onto the next row. Now we want to get this to the point where this cuts the last bit here, and then we'll lift everything. So let's lift the front, and as that reaches the point, we'll lift the back. There we go. Turn it off and fold it. And we'll do the same with the back. When I select the right one, turn it off, fold it, turn it off and fold it. Here we go. We get these to the edge of the field, and then what we can do is just switch this all around so that we are then traveling the right way with this. I do kind of wonder, can I attach the merger to my mowers? Will that work? Or do I need to actually, does it actually need to be the front mower that attaches? Because it'd be good if you could attach it all that way. I don't think it's possible. I think I'd have done it a long time before now if that was the case. So let's detach this. Like so. We'll then go. It's very confused this with the vehicle control add-on. Right. And then I want to lower that and disconnect it. Just out of interest, because I think it would be a good way to be able to go with this. Right, we want to switch our wheel round, get our seat the right way. Yeah, I don't think it does. We'll bring it down anyway. Right. Will that connect to that? Oh wow, it will. So you can do it that way, actually. That is really interesting. So if you want to do it a little more of a classic way, you absolutely could. That would work brilliantly. And for transporting this back to the shed, actually, or back to the bit, it actually makes sense to do it this way. That way you're not driving down the road with a crazy lack of visibility at the front of your tractor. But yeah, if you've not got a reverse drive tractor, I would probably use the merger this way. Wow, that would just work so well. So the grass is cut, and our next job is going to be to get it baled and wrapped. So we'll head into here like this. We want to drop off the rear bit on this. Will that allow that to be dropped off? No. Yeah, and drop that. Right, lower this. We need to connect those back up. That and fold. And drop that off. And then just pull forward slightly so that we can move out. We need to connect the pipes back up because that's not lowered. There we go. Because that's the thing about the rear one. It doesn't, you need to lower it and immediately refold it because it will lower, it will count it as lowered, but won't count it as folded. So, or yeah, it doesn't, it's really weird. To get it unloaded, folded, you have to actually lower it, which automatically unfolds it. But you guys have probably seen me do many times in my videos before. Put the front weight on because we're now going to be connecting something fairly hefty to the back, and eventually we're going to be getting a bale stacker, which we've got to hire. Although we might, I don't think we have enough money to buy one outright for a little bit and get on demo. Let's have a look. We may be all right. Let's have a look at the baling technology. I think we can get around this issue we've had by buying this. 57,000. Yes, we can. Neither of the other two are within our price range, but 57,000. We can buy a square bale stacker, basically get it on demo and then return it. I'm going to use our little 6810 here as well on the wrapper. That should keep up, and we will probably be at the head of the convoy with this, because this tractor, of course, goes an awful lot slower than the other one. There we go. Right. And then when we get to the field, we will swap around. So, follow that. Don't quite know where you're going. Let's pack that off. Cost me £2 then for him to crash into the wrong place. There we go. And away we go with this. We'll get these two back up to the field. And yeah, hopefully get this wrapped up fairly quickly. And for once, for the first time since we started Six Ashes, we might actually get a baling contract completed properly, which would be exceptional. So we're back up at the farm, and we are going to get things lined up. So I'm going to pull this out over this way. And stop the follow me. Because the whole reason for pulling that over this way was so that we could get the Vultra round and lined up. And we then are going to need to line up our little wrapper. And I think, looking at that, yeah, it should be best to go around the field this way, which is good seeing as we cut the field this way. I'm going to unfold the baler at this point as well. And then we'll unfold this. And you can see it does, it unfolds to the right. And then, I don't know if we've removed the offset. We have. So I want to set this to, I think it's a 3 meter right offset. So we'll come out of here. We'll turn this on. Yeah. Right, where will it start picking up? And not too far in. Now is 3 meters about right? I think it might be. Oh no, I want to move that 2.5. Let's try that. We want to do this before the first bale rolls out. Yep, that works perfectly. So my hope is that the bales are going to drop. If we do this at the right speed, the bales should drop in the right places and the right ways in order for this to do it as it should. And our little tractor, that can only go at... Right, that bale is going to fall okay. Yeah, if we drop the bales carefully, they should go into the... should go into the 6810's wrapper fairly well, and holding it about 9-10 miles an hour means that the bale drops at a decent rate. So whoa, whoa. Oh no. Right, back this up, unload this bale, grab the next one. We need to go slower. So we probably need to go about 8 miles an hour. We want that bale to drop just as the next one is coming out. So let's take our speed right down to about 8 miles an hour. There we go. Carefully drop that one. Hopefully that will go in. Does it go in? No. See, this is the trouble. Dropping one on the corner like that does mean that it ends up being... Because it's the baler swings out. And you get a lot of this, certainly when you're doing stuff on the headlands, you get a lot of this with doing this method and doing follow me. Yes, you could just whip around the field doing this afterwards. Did we? Yep, we are following. Good. Take this down to 8 miles an hour and away we go. But yeah, we want to gently drop those bales off if we can, and we want to try and avoid dropping bales on the corner if we can as well. Which invariably means that we are going to be dropping bales on every single corner going forwards, because that is the way it goes. Now we'll see where this bale drops, and if we drop a bale before it's ready, then we will have to stop. Whoa, whoa. Like so. But in general, this is a pretty good setup. I'm going to take that down by another 2 miles an hour. And hopefully that is going to be enough. Are we going to drop another bale on this corner? Probably. It's certainly looking that way. Oh, we might get away with this. Yeah, look at that. And it's dropped it just before picking that up. That's good. So I'm going to get on with this, see if this holds a little bit longer. And we should be able to pick this up afterwards. Headlands are done, and this should get a little bit simpler now. We are... Yeah. We're not doing too badly. We managed to make it round without too many issues. You can see the little Ford is behind us. I'm going to make the turns easier. So we're going to do alternate rows going up the field, which should then mean that we can come back and do the other way. Now we are still, even going at 6 miles an hour, which I've been doing around most of the headland, has meant that we've had to brake every so often. I'm going to try increasing. I've been trying to increase the distance behind that the Ford is, so that it gives it enough time to actually wrap before it hits the next bale. But it hasn't been wholly successful the whole way around. So we're going to keep an eye and see if we can work out exactly what the right interval at this kind of speed is, because I don't want to go any slower. I don't want to slow down to 4 miles an hour. At the same time, I don't want to go any faster, because that will absolutely mean we have to increase the distance. And it's really a case of having it so that there's enough distance between the two that it can wrap a bale if it's close enough to speed up to do it. And yeah, so we'll see here. Are we going to have to brake? No. So that is 60 foot, 60 meters. I'm not sure which it is. That is that's probably 60 foot, I think. That needs to that seems to be about right for 6 miles an hour for doing this. So we can just sort of trundle along the field like this, wrapping the bales up and keeping ourselves going. Yeah, that is working quite well. It's not catching up to us so close that it's then having issues with a bale otherwise. So yeah, we can just keep going through wrapping this up. The day is getting on. It is now 26 minutes past 2, and it being autumn means it is going to get darker earlier. But I think we're going to have this field all collected up and all done and dusted before the end of this. So that should be all good. Coming up to the end of the field, or the top end of the field, we still have about half of our rows still to go. It's been fairly smooth. We've had a couple of times where it's not quite worked out as I'd hoped, but in general, it's dropped bales normally just before it needs to pick the next one up, which works out pretty well. Also, we're up at this end of the field, and we've got the shorter rows up here have actually worked in our favor as well. So we are going to grab this row here, and then that leads us not to having to go down to that far end there, but to the end nearest this shortened row, which is absolutely brilliant. It has missed a bale there, so what I'm going to have to do is, as we come past, let's have a look. As we come past, we will just switch. Yeah, just give it to that coming to that point. We'll stop this, go back to this tractor, and just load this bale up. So you see, it's not perfect, but it should be. Neither am I, apparently. It should be good enough most of the time, though, to pick it up. And although we're doing it at 6 miles an hour, wow. It's just the downsides to this piece of equipment is it does not want to go straight when you reverse. So you have to be very careful when you're doing the reversing, because it is out that to the side. So it's naturally got this turn to it. And it then, yeah, really swings towards the left at the first available opportunity. But we're all lined up and good now. So we put that back in to follow me. And away we go again. Get the last couple of bits of this, and yeah, get the rest of this field baled up. It is now 4:15, so we need to get back and finish on this field and get these collected up, because if we don't finish this contract today, the grass is going to regrow and we're not going to be able to finish it at all. So yeah, absolutely imperative we get all these bales collected up as well. So onwards and to back down to that end and to finish this field off. Into the last 3 rows, and yeah, we're doing well. We've got, I don't know how many bales we've got off here. We've no way of telling with a contract exactly how many bales we have until we really go and stack them. We want to go and drop 80% of these off at the BGA, because that is going to be the best place for us to sell them. I think we can direct sell, but I think we get more money if we do it. We might actually direct sell, because although we've got, actually no, we have enough money to buy the BGA at the moment. So yeah, I think we're gonna go and drop the excess over there, let them ferment. Yeah, we need to do that. At the very least, we have to let the bales ferment. So our best bet is to take them up to the BGA, let them ferment up there, and then sell them up there once we're about halfway through the winter. My hope is that we're going to be able to both buy a new tractor and afford the BGA, and then once we've sold all the bales at the BGA, we'll be able to buy a little bit of woodland and work through that again this winter. We should have 200 horsepower tractors by that point, so we shouldn't have any issues. And again, we will rent all the equipment we need. Now, is that going to get that bale? Because that dropped it. No, just wide of it. So what we'll do is we'll get to the end of here. Hopefully we've got enough. Is there going to be enough for one more bale, or is it going to fall just short? It's going to be close, I'll tell you that. If it's just short, we do have patches on the field of grass. But that is pretty much 100% of a bale. We've got 86 litres. I'm really happy about that. So let's pull this round here. We will stop the baler, lift it up. And once that's wrapped that bale, we'll unload these 2. So unload those. And the way I want to do it is I want to pull the tractor. Well, actually, no. Yeah, we'll pull the tractor up. Hopefully the Ford will pick up that bale first. A little bit further. If not, we'll take control of it at that point. A little bit more. No, I think we'll just fold this up, turn this off, and take control of this ourselves for these last 3 bales. So, because that isn't quite lined up properly. That's all right. This is all finished. Well, other than the stacking. So the next thing we've got to do today, and just to finish things off, is go back, grab ourselves a bale stacker, and get this field all stacked and delivered. We'll see how much of a completion that getting the first stack of bales does. If we can pull the first stack of bales in, there we go, unload that, and it gives us a good number and gives us a good indication. We can then judge how many more bales that we need to deliver, and go from there. Want to get this bale wrapped and unloaded. There we go. And then one more just over here to bring that round and finish this off. We'll then, we'll then just get this folded up. And we'll go back in convoy to the shop and sort out getting a bale stacker. And next time, I need to remember to not stand in the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having to take out on demo a bale stacker that I don't need on the farm otherwise. Right, that is that done. Fold this up. Bring it round here. And we can get our baling tractor to follow us, all folded up like so, because yeah, as I said, this is the slower tractor. Right, so let's get these back down to the shop, get the bale collector, and get back up here. We're back down to the store safely. I'm going to start putting my lights on because it's getting fairly dark. I've actually slowed the time down to 1 times now. There's nothing in this series that says we have to have stuff done at 5 times or 10 times all the time. I just like to get a full day in game when we're per video. So yeah, slowing it down at this point is okay before we get too dark, because otherwise I don't feel that's as much fun for you guys to watch. So what we're going to do is we're just going to park this tractor up here, because when we return the equipment, the tractor will be nicely parked in place. Turn that off and turn the lights off, and then we can just drop off this here. So disconnect that and move these out the way. And then I want to purchase, basically on demo, a bale stacker. And we're going to go with this one. 57,000 is affordable for us. Customize it. We'll just stick it with the Trelleborgs for now. Keep the price down for our demo. And there it is. And actually, wow, we left just enough space for that to get there. Now this will hold, I think it's 14 bales. So let's back it up. And normally this wouldn't be an issue. Yeah, 14 bales. Normally this wouldn't be an issue to, we'd have a bale stacker included in with the contract. So this is just our way around. It'd be nice actually, I think, for one of our grass contracts to go right on here. That would just be nice. But I'm going to get this tractor up to the field with this stacker. We'll grab our first stack of bales and see how much money or how far, sorry, in our contract this progresses us. Back up to the cow farm and around. I've never really played this farm beyond being up here for this. I'm actually going to empty the field from the far end because that means that our trips get shorter. But yeah, I've never really played this farm. This one seems to be the one that's a little plainer to me than the others. It's sort of more open space. But I don't know. It's an interesting one. Is this the cow? Yeah, this is the cow farm. Lots and lots of grass around it as well. I think it extends fairly far over that way. I'd like to, I think at one point it'd be pretty good to have a play around. This is, I do love this map. The variety on this map is just huge. And great to have a play around with it. As I've said to many people, absolutely fantastic start from scratch map this. It's got the whole thing set up rather nicely for that. And you can, and well, we started with absolutely 0 on here, and the map just worked so well for us for that. We are already 5 bales up. I think this is going to be 2 or 3 trips. So we'll get this loaded up, and we will head down to the shop and see if we, or down to the stables and the animal market, and see if we can't see how we progress. Maybe this will reduce like a third of the contract, or maybe even half. That would be good. But yeah, let's see how this goes, and get ourselves a full trailer full of bales. First set of 14 bales into our animal market. Let's see if we can unload these. It's always a tight unload in here. Swing this round as best we can. Be nice if we had a axle or rear axle turning trailer, but yeah, we're in. It's all good. Let's see how far this gets us, though. If it does as well, that'd be good. Unfortunately, we can't just straight up sell the other bales. Or the excess. They've all got to go into here. 10%, 15%, 20%. We are 20%. We own 25% by the looks of things. Completion is 48%, but you're 35%. There we go. So it should be just under 3 full trailers. I'm reckoning what, 14, 20, 28, maybe 40 bales. I think we need to deliver, and we've delivered 14 already. So another 2 trailer loads, or almost 2 trailer loads. We'll take 12 in the last batch and see if that does it. So we've delivered 28 bales so far, and we're now just collecting up 12 more. It should be just 40 bales to complete this contract. We have 10, so we need 2 more. Let's get this one here, and then the one next to it. And yeah, so just 40 bales completes this, which means we've got quite a few bales left on this field. How many we got? 1, 2, 3. Wow, a lot of bales left on this field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just coming over that hill. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We've got about a trailer and a half full of bales still on this field that we're going to be able to sell at the BGA. That is a good amount of money we're going to have sitting at the BGA. Oop. Thought I'd folded that up. Let's fold that up and out the way. So that, yeah, that's a good amount of bales we're going to have sitting up at the BGA to make us money later, which is brilliant. So yeah, let's get these down here, see if this completes this contract, and if it does, we've just got 2 more loads, I think, to get up to the BGA, ready to make money from later. Back down at the animal market, and let's get this unloaded. This should complete this now, hopefully. He says this contract is always a long one. I mean, we've spent a day and a half on this, getting this done. This is also a really long recording. I'm hoping this will edit down to about 30 to 40 minutes. But so far, I've recorded an hour and a half for this, which is very, very long. I don't normally go this long with this, but there are so many bales on this field. Does this complete this contract? We're 85%, 87, 90, 95. Contract on field 4 is finished. 40 bales delivered. All I need to do now is to get these last set of bales done. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, because this has gone on fair amount anyway, we're going to head up there. We'll get them collected up, and I will see you guys down at the BGA, where we'll take a final total and see exactly how many bales we have for ourselves off this contract, and then we'll get it complete, and that will be a really good day's work. Bringing the last load down to the BGA now, and yeah, we've got 7 bales on this. We had 14 bales on the first load down here. That's 21 bales out of the total 61 that were on the field, because we delivered 40 to complete the contract. That is massive. Over a third of the bales created for that contract we get to keep and sell ourselves, which must be worth more than the contract, than the 20,000 for the contract itself. Absolutely huge, that. So I need to unload these quickly. And no, off they go. This is gonna explode them off the back. It's not been too bad. In fact, those went down so much smoother than the round bales we did last time. Yeah, that means that is that contract completed. Our bales are all delivered. We just need to get this stuff down to the shop, sell off this trailer, complete the contract, and then I can get home with the 6810 to finish things off. So let's go and see how much we make today and see whether we can get our full money back for this bale trailer. Because, yeah, right now I'm really hoping I can, because I've only got £9,000 left. Here we are, back down to the shop. We can drop this off. I'll go drop this off here at the at the repair point. Get that all finished and done and dusted. Off. Right, and return that. We should make, so I think it was 57,000. Not that one. This one. Repair it. We have lost a little bit of money on it, but not a lot. 50. I think we lost about 3,000 on that. Whereas, how much would it have been to rent it? Let's just check that out. There it is. Yeah, it costs. So we lost about as much money on it as it would have cost to rent it. Let's complete the contract as well. So 20,687. Collect that. So 19,000 we made off that. 19,872. Pretty good. Up to 84,000. So not bad at all. I'm happy with that. Which means that we've got this complete. We're going to get the 6810 back down to our house. For now, though, that is all good. We will end here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.